You guys have been asking for this for a long time, and we finally got some news on the SKS as well as a brand new Tier 1 SMG. Backpacks are now going to be skinnable, the monuments cliffs are getting reworked, visual changes to electricity, quality of life changes to the mixing table, and a whole bunch of other changes that have happened this past week in Rust updates. And this video is sponsored by ThatPrints. You can find a link to their store in the description. You probably know them from previous sponsors for their auto turret, and they've got a new bear trap cup holder. We'll talk more about this at the end of the video. The Tier 1 SMG is now on the staging branch, and we can see it over here in the tech tree. It's going to be to the left of the bean can, making it cost around 800 scrap to learn it directly. It will cost 5 HQM, 200 metal fragments, and 1 spring, so it looks like you're not going to need an SMG body to craft this. It's a pretty decent weapon, to be honest, even though it has quite low damage. And I think this is going to be a weapon that you'll be seeing a lot of during the early game. The SKS has also been updated and has been added to the Tier 3 tech tree. It's going to cost 1 SAR body, 2 metal springs, 200 metal fragments, and 12 HQM to craft it. It does more than double the damage of the Tier 1 SMG that we just saw, and has quite a good accuracy at a long range. And then there was this commit simply titled Ice Sculptures, and judging by the description of it, it might actually be a block of ice that players can custom design for themselves in-game. Unity 6.0 is here and is getting set up, and what that brings, I'm not sure, besides Garry getting pissed off about Unity charging them more money, and we all know how that went last time. The large backpacks have been set up to be skinnable on the main staging branch, and we'll probably be seeing this pushed out pretty soon. And all of the cliffs located inside monuments have been updated to the new ones. If you're a map creator, you still have another whole month to make sure that you get your custom maps updated to the new cliffs before they get deleted completely forever. There's not a whole lot of major changes besides water treatment being a whole lot easier to not break your legs while jumping down. Everything still kind of feels like the way it used to be. The military tunnels is quite different, and the sewer branch looks different, but still, you know, everything has the same functionality. But they do feel much better than they used to, and also look better. And praise be to the Rust gods that you won't get stuck in the water when trying to jump up onto the lighthouse anymore. The caves also look much better. There's some tweaks being done to the LOD and the shadows on all the new cliffs. There's a bunch of new little rocks that are being scattered around, and just a whole bunch of optimizations to the cliffs that are being done. There was a new command added called Teleport2Grid, followed by the grid you would like to teleport to, which is similar to the Teleport2 marker that I use myself to travel around the map. There was another command added that allows you to change the duration that it takes to delete a bag. You can make this either shorter or longer if you want to be cruel to your players. There's a few new gestures that have been added, as well as some very nice videos to what I'm assuming is going to be a DLC. We've got the loser, no, knuckle crack, and a silent shush. Ka-chow. I'm losing my mind. Please subscribe. The siege weapons and the shields have been merged to the Aux2 staging branch, which is privated for testing. The only new things that we know so far are that you cannot push siege weapons while standing on it. They will now be able to tip over and will hurt you if you're inside of it or mounted. You will not be able to tow them with cars, but you'll be able to do so with horses. And if your siege weapon tips over, you'll be able to flip it back over. There will be arrows on the nodes of electrical components that tell you if it's an input or an output, making it easier for newer players or inexperienced electricians to tell what the heck is going on. And you can go into your settings over in accessibility and change the colors of these if you would like. This is a pretty cool thing for something that's complex to make it more simple, and I really like the way it looks. There was 2 new admin commands added, which makes it easier for you to clear things like vending machine names, including words that you might not want on your server, and a second command that allows you to clear all user-generated content by a Steam ID or username, such as things that they've drawn on a sign. The new copy-paste commands that are coming soon will allow you to copy and paste player models. And if you're a plugin creator that was excited for the community UI inventory, it is now merged to the main staging branch. The clouds, sunrises, sunsets, reflections, explosive prefab, shadows, and all that stuff is still getting adjusted to match the recent world update. And alongside the new wolf AI, all of the new animal ragdolls we talked about a while ago have been merged. Speaking of which, there's 2 pretty big things that we should talk about. I know I talk about these wolves all the time, but they're so cool. Now, when a wolf attacks you, it will reset before taking another nibble at your knees, making it easier for you to find your bearings if you got caught off guard to find a torch and smack them with it. And now the wolves will no longer be able to go underwater, meaning once your player starts swimming, they'll give up on you. When placing down a map marker, the names will now be auto-populated with a number 1 through 5, and in your user interface settings, you've been given the option to change the default colors of these markers. The mixing table has received quite a large quality of life change. Now, if you have the correct resources on you and you left click on an item in the mixing table, it will fill it up one by one, and if you shift click, it will fill it up with the maximum stack available. This is especially useful if you're filling up a bunch of mixing tables with sulfur and charcoal, and if you don't have the resources on you, you'll notice that the name of the item is slightly grayed out. It looks like the overhaul coming to the flashlights might almost be done. Here's the miner's hat, and when you alt look around, you can see it follows you a little bit more than it used to. Here's the flashlight. Not only do these changes look way better, they're also way more spooky. I don't know where the heck you guys figured out how to put these pools in the canyons, but the bug that was making the water invisible has been fixed. The new shopkeepers at the water wells have been added to the A and B variants, meaning that now they all have shopkeepers, which means previously if you played on a map where a water well spawned but it wasn't the correct one, you wouldn't have a shopkeeper, but now you're always going to have one as long as a water well can spawn. It doesn't look like there's going to be food caches at the A and B variants though, but what there will be is a link in the description to ThatPrints.co.uk where you can find their new Snap Trap Cup Holder. You've probably seen them from previous sponsors on this channel where we showcase their auto turret, SAM sights, and very cool explosive ammo keychain. They've also got some very nice furnaces that light up that are all 3D designed and hand painted by that guy ThatPrints. And they also created the trophy shipped out to the first place winner of my event, the Crucible Grounds 2, which by the way, there's a video coming out on that soon. So if you want to get yourself some cool Rust merch while also supporting the channel, head over to ThatPrints.co.uk. But that's all I got for you guys today. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video, leave a dislike if you didn't, and I'll catch you in the next one.